What's up, guys? Finally arrived in the mail today, and man, this thing went on a little journey. She came all the way from China, and woo boy, did she get a little busted there. So hopefully nothing's damaged, but man, it looks like she definitely took a hard fall or got crushed up against something. So we're gonna dive in here and open this thing up, and check this knife out right here, guys. She'll get her done. And yeah, make sure nothing's damaged in here. So here she is, guys, the Tianq or Visuo Mavic lookalike. So man, I tell you what, guys, when I first put my video up a week ago, you know, letting you know that I had purchased this drone, there was like little to no videos on this drone out whatsoever. And in the short span of a week and a half that it took, you know, for this thing to come from GearBest, man, it's like that's all I can find anymore. Is like there's just everyone's done a video on this drone. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm a little late, but you know, you guys did know that you know, a week and a half ago I had purchased a drone with every intention on doing an unboxing and a full review. So that's what this is going to be today, guys. We're going to unbox this thing, and here you can see all the specs, all the cool little features. We're not going to get into all the features today. It's just going to be unboxing to show you which model I got, which I got the Wi-Fi model. There's also two other models. One of them I think has a 720p camera. This one does not. This one's a very low camera, and it is in the black version. I haven't even seen the gray version yet, so yeah, it'd be interesting to know what the gray one looks like. But yeah, the box is pretty nice, and it's very colorful. It looks, you know, it looks presentable for a toy grade drone. And we're gonna go ahead and get this thing open so we can see what you get in the box. But yeah, guys, I have every intention on doing a full review on all these functions, but today is just going to be an unboxing, and we're going to do a little quick flight just to make sure everything works so I don't have to send it back. So let's see. Okay, well, it looks unscathed. Looks like it might not have gotten damaged. Here's the extra props I was telling you about, guys. You get 4 extra props. And here you'll find your screwdriver, your USB charger for the battery, and the screwdriver there will open up the remote control. Here's your 4 prop guards right here. There you go. Which I'm not going to be using those, but they just snap in pretty easy. I'll show you that in a little bit. And here it is, guys, the remote control. Now this thing is really nice. It's got a lot of different buttons. However, I'm not sure all the buttons are going to work for this model, but it's very clearly labeled. The buttons feel okay for a toy grade. There's your flip button, and there's your variable speed. Looks like it's okay. It doesn't look like it's been damaged. Yeah, there's a takeoff and land, and go ahead and pop this open here and show you how the phone sits in there. That'll hold your phone or your whatever you want to use for your FPV. Just spring loaded there. Feels a little chintzy, but I mean, for the price, you can't really complain. You know, it's $41. I mean, it's a very there's a little rattle in there. Something is rattling loose in there. I hope that doesn't mean it's not going to work. So we'll have to dive in and check that out on the flight, but there is a slight rattle in there. Sounds like something's a little loose maybe. Well, hopefully it's fine, and we'll do a full, you know, we'll do a flight test just to make sure everything's working properly. And here it is, guys, the main event, the Visuo Mavic lookalike. And surprisingly, it's very small. You know, and it's very light, extremely light. This thing weighs hardly anything. That can be good or bad. You know, in the wind, it might not be such a good thing, but then again, who knows? We'll take a look at the underbelly here. It's got some venting here for some cooling. There is a micro USB I'm sorry, there is a micro SD card slot. There's the battery right there, guys. 3.7 volt, 900 milliamp is proprietary. But I know you can get replacements, I think, for under $10 if I'm not mistaken. So that's good. There's the micro USB charging port to charge the battery with the cable they provided. So that's pretty neat. And it just kind of snaps in place. There you go. And once again, there is a micro SD slot right there by the power button. Unfortunately, on this model, it does not serve any purpose. It's just cosmetic. So this craft will record straight to the phone through Wi-Fi. And here it is unfolded, guys. You can see now what it looks like unfolded. There's the two little LED eyes on the front. There's the camera, which does angle down right about 20 degrees. If I can get that pushed down for you. There you go. So yeah, it does angle down about 20 degrees, so that's cool. And like I said, guys, this is a toy grade quadcopter. This is not for getting serious video. This is just for having a good time, just for having some fun. There's the slots right there where you can pull those out and snap in your covers. There's the motors right there, and as you can see, guys, the it's small brushed motors, but they have gears that attach to larger gears that spin the props. So definitely want to watch that. Don't want to get any sand or dirt or anything lodged in there. There's the LEDs, so that's good. The drone is powering on, so that's a good sign. So yeah, just want to be careful about that, guys. Make sure you don't get anything jammed or lodged in the props, because you know, that's gonna inhibit the flying. There's some more venting underneath for the camera and probably the Wi-Fi and all the internals. A lot of venting in here, so it's always a good thing. Don't want it overheating. And I don't know if you can tell from the angle, guys, but the rear arms actually fold in further than the front arms. So in all reality, you should fold in the rear before the front. That's the way you should fold it. And I'll show you that in a little bit. So yeah, here you go, guys. They advertise it's about the size of a bottle of water. So there you go. There's a bottle of water. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely around that size. Completely folded up. It could definitely fit in your pocket. It's actually smaller than the Mavic. So it definitely gives a good rating on the portability. So it's definitely portable. But yeah, here's your bottle of water, and you can see it's pretty much hiding behind it. So wanted to just show you that as a comparison, because they did advertise it was about the size of a bottle of water. So here, let's take a look at these rear legs and how they fold in. They fold in closer to the body than the front legs. So let me show you what I mean. See that gap right there? That was folded all the way in. Okay. Now when you look at the rear, and I fold the rear in, it goes all the way to the body. See that? All the way to the body. So the way you need to fold this up is fold the rear legs in first, then fold in the front. Okay, same thing for unfolding it. You want to unfold the front and then the rear, so to get the maximum compact size. So there's that. Let's go ahead and dive in here, and I'm pretty sure the instructions are right underneath here. Yep, there they are. There's a user manual. Take a look at what comes in the user manual here. I have to say though, guys, for a toy grade quad that traveled all the way from China and definitely got beaten up on the way, it looks in good shape. And actually, what happened is it was delayed. This package here, it actually came all the way from China and then ended up in Wilmington, Delaware, which I live in Delaware. But then for some odd reason, it went from Wilmington back over to Philadelphia. I don't know why. And then it went back to Wilmington, and then eventually back down to me here in Milford. So here's the instructions, guys. You can see, I mean, just extremely detailed. I got to give them credit on these instructions. I mean, these They're in English. They're not vague at all. I mean, they give you everything on a platter, what all the buttons do, how to set it up, how to bind the controller, everything. So that's a really nice manual. So we want to hold on to that for sure. So I'm really impressed, guys. So this is everything in the box. You get the controller, the drone, the prop guards. You get the extra props, which is nice also, plus the USB charging and the screwdriver. And then there's the user manual. So everything you need right here in the box. Hopefully everything's going to work great and nothing was damaged from that shipping incident there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this thing ready to take a test flight. There's all your buttons there. I don't think the camera or the video button is going to work on this model. We'll give it a try in another video, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to work. And there you can hear the, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there's something loose rattling around in there. Hopefully it did not get damaged. But we're definitely going to do a full flight test review on all the functions in a later video. So just stay tuned. I really appreciate you guys watching and subscribing. And we'll definitely take this thing out and do an extensive flight test. So, and what I'd like to do is just kind of show you a comparison of the size of this thing. I did not get rid of my Phantom. I still have my Phantom 3 standard. This is just another drone I purchased for toy grade. Okay, here's my Phantom right here. And you can see in the comparison, I mean, the Phantom could pretty much eat this thing. I mean, it's quite a bit larger. Yeah, and once you fold this thing up, I mean, yeah, you could pretty much fit this drone inside of my Phantom if you took all the internals out. But no, guys, I did not get rid of my Phantom. I did not just, you know, have this new Visuo drone. This is just a second little toy drone that I can fly around indoors, and you know, if I want to go in my backyard and just have a little bit of fun and do some flips and stuff, you know, I'll go ahead and take the Visuo. The Phantom, I will always have my Phantom 3 standard. That's my go-to bird. That's how I get all my cool shots, all my videos. You know, that drone's not going anywhere. But this is just a fun little, you know, toy drone that I really wanted to get because it looks just like a Mavic. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get some batteries put in here. And you just unscrew this screw right here, and they give you a screwdriver. And it doesn't take too long. You just unscrew this. And what I like to do is once I pop this thing open, just stretch out a little bit on the plastic on this cover. Just open it up just a little bit. Don't give it too much pressure because you don't want to snap it. But give it just a little bit and it will snap in there a lot more secure. That way you don't need to use the screw. So as you can see, it's not falling. Alright guys, go ahead and get some batteries. I got my Energizer Industrials here. It takes 3 AA batteries. And you know, once these run out, I will be putting my Duracell rechargeables in here, so I don't have to keep buying batteries. But this will be a good test on how bad this controller eats regular AA batteries. So we just put 3 of them in here, and we're going to fly this thing right out of the box. We're not going to do basically any changes to anything. We're not going to trim anything. I want to see how it flies right out of the box. No adjusting. I'm not even going to charge the drone battery. We're just gonna fly it. I'm not going to fly it for the full 10 minutes that it advertises because it probably won't make it that long. But we're going to go ahead and just take it for a little flight here. Just to make sure that everything's working, so I don't have to send it back. To this point, I'm not sure if it works or not, because it looked like it got beat up pretty bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and get these dogs all worked up. We'll go ahead and do our first indoor flight. So pushing the power button on the transmitter and turning on the drone. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the throttle all the way up and then all the way down to bind it. Okay, and we're not binding. Uh-oh. Hopefully, hopefully this is not damage from the controller. But it is not binding right now, guys. Let me see. Yeah, it's not binding. I'm hoping the controller's not damaged because there is something loose kind of rattling around in there. But it is not binding. You're supposed to hold the throttle all the way up. Let me turn it back on, turn it back off. Okay, it's flashing. All the way up, beep. All the way down, beep. Okay, it binded. There we go, guys. So I think the thing to do is to turn the drone on first, and then turn the controller on to bind it. So, wow, guys, as you can see, this thing is, whoo, it is very hard to control in the house, and it is just all over the place. I think we better take this thing outside. There we go. Let's take this thing outside and give her a little flight out here. There we go, guys. I have not done anything with the trim. Okay, this is just straight out of the box. This is the lowest speed setting, and there is a little bit of wind, so I'm sure that's going to affect our flight. But this flying this with the controller only does not have altitude hold. Now we're gonna check in my next video. We're gonna check and see if this thing will have altitude hold if I fly with just the phone app itself. But we're just gonna do line of sight. Seems to be flying okay. I mean, it does need to be trimmed. It's not stable as it should be, but we can trim that out. But it is flying. It is working. It's responding to the controller. Fun little zippy little quad here, and this is on level 1, so I can't wait to check out the other levels, level 2 and level 3. With this particular drone, you don't want to fly it too far away. The range is very limited, even though it is 2.4 gigahertz. The range is very limited. I think they advertise, I want to say 100 meters maybe, but I might be wrong on that. It might be 100 feet. No, probably not 100 feet, but we'll definitely do a test on it when I do my flight to see how far it actually goes before it drops out. And whoa, almost lost it there. The wind on level 1 outside, definitely not a good idea, especially if it's windy, because the wind gets a hold of this thing, it's going to take it wherever. So definitely not a good idea to fly level 1 outside with the wind. But at least we know it works, guys. We don't have to send it back, and that's always a good thing. So I'm gonna get this thing trimmed out inside with no wind, get it as stable as I can, and then, you know, for our next video when we do all the functions, it should be a lot more stable when we go to fly outside and we do different speed levels. So yeah, this thing is a lot of fun. It's actually bigger than I thought once it's unfolded, but it's still manageable to fly indoors if you have a large area. Oh, the dog didn't like it too much. Always scaring the dogs with a drone. They definitely don't like it. So there it is, guys, our nice little flight test. And so let's go ahead and talk about, you know, what I like, what I don't like. I'll tell you straight off the bat, I love the design. I love the way this thing looks. It's sleek. It looks just like the Mavic as far as almost like a crab. The body itself. Hey, what you doing, buddy? Yeah, doing a review here, unboxing. Yeah, but yeah, I love the design of it. I love the way it kind of looks like a crab, and it's you know, it's very pleasing the way it looks. I love the remote controller. I love that everything's labeled. I love the fact that it folds up. The camera, I don't really like the camera, just because I can already tell you from videos I've seen and the fact that it's only 0.3 megapixel that the picture quality is going to be horrible. So I don't like the camera. But for $41, it's not what you're buying. You're not buying a drone to take excellent photography shots. You're not buying a drone to make nice videos. You're buying a toy. This is the price point is my next thing. I love the price point. $41 for this, guys. It's a win-win. I mean, you can't lose. $41 and you get a Mavic look-alike. It looks just like a Mavic. It folds up, and from what I've seen, guys, it's extremely durable. This thing, I've seen people crash them and flip them and all kinds of stuff. So this thing is extremely durable. It's got a good design build. It does have nice LEDs that let you know when the battery gets low. They flash, and I mean, for the money and what you're getting, you know, I give it a big thumbs up. Now, what I don't like that it does not have altitude hold. However, you know, sometimes it's nice not to have altitude hold. Sometimes it's nice to just be able to just kind of, you know, not have it kind of fly itself, and you control everything. Sometimes that's nice. So, you know, that I don't like that it doesn't have altitude hold, but it's not a deal breaker. And the other thing that I don't like about it, it might sound silly, but I really don't like the name. The name is confusing. I don't like the fact that it says Visuo on the top, but yet it's called Tianqiu. So I don't know. Is that like maybe, you know, how Phantom or DJI makes Phantom, so maybe Visuo makes Tianqiu? I'm not sure, or vice versa. But not too crazy about the name. I wish they would have had a more cooler name for it. Maybe like the crab or... No, I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, it does look like a crab, kind of. So let's see if we get the Riley approval. If he likes it, he's going to stand up. Okay, he likes it. We got the Riley approval. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for my next video when we do all the functions testings for this drone. And until then, I'm eDrone, out.